Hello children, welcome to our science class. Children, today we discuss about chapter 6, that is how things change. In this chapter we discuss about how things are changes. Okay, means in our daily life we observe so many changes are going on, that is weather changes from day to day changes into night, the color of fruit changes on ripening, on cooking, raw food changes into cooked food. So we observe different types of changes occurs in our daily life. So first of all we discuss about reversible and irreversible changes. Reversible changes means a change in which we can get back the initial substance by reversing the action is called reversible change. For example, change of ice to water and water back to ice. Then example, balloon by blowing air into it and then letting the air escape from it, then the size of the balloon. Okay. Then change of dissolving sugar in water and then separating sugar from water. Folding and unfolding of paper. Then chapatis, change of dough to chapatis and chapati bake to dough. So these are some reversible change. We can get their initial position. Okay. Then comes to irreversible change. Just opposite of reversible change. A change in which we cannot get back the initial substance by reversing the action is called irreversible change. For example, change in balloon by first blowing air in it and then bursting it. After bursting, children, we cannot get back the same size of the balloon. Then in paper, by first drawing an aeroplane and then cutting it. After cutting the paper, we cannot get back the paper of the same size. Then change by first rolling a chapati from dough and then cooking it. So these are the examples of irreversible change. Then comes to physical and chemical change. Physical change are the changes in which the molecules present in the substance remain the same, but the size, shape and position of the substance changes. Here children, molecules means a molecule is the smallest unit of a substance which can exist independently. We can take one example of physical change. The water on freezing change into ice and the ice cubes upon melting turn into water. In both the cases, ice and water, the molecules present are same. But here you see chemical changes, just opposite of physical changes. A chemical change occurs as a result of a chemical reaction between the molecules of substance and a new substance is formed. Thus, in chemical change, the molecules of original substance undergo changes to form molecules of new substance. For example, we can see in 6.8 activity, the dough of wheat flour on baking makes tasty chapati, which is a new substance. Similarly, the taste of vegetables and rice changes after cooking. So these are the examples of chemical change. Then contraction and relaxation. Children, you remember here expansion is given, means also it means relaxation. Contraction and relaxation, or expansion and contraction. Expansion means, children, increase of size of material during the increase of temperature, and contraction means decrease of size of material during the decrease of temperature. Here, children, you remember expansion and contraction are reversible change. This concept is utilized to fix wooden handles into iron blades to form tools, which are used to dig the soil and for various other purposes. The iron blade of these tools has a ring into which the wooden handle is fixed. Normally, the ring is slightly smaller in diameter than the wooden handle. While fixing the handle, the ring is heated. It becomes slightly larger in size, that is expansion takes place. The wooden handle is now fixed easily in the ring. On cooling, the ring attains its normal size, that is contraction takes place. The wooden handle fits tightly in the ring. So like this, we use this expansion and contraction process. We do various types of work. Similarly, we can see the same concept is utilized while fixing a metal rim on a wooden wheel of a cart. Here you can see, normally the size of the metal rim is slightly smaller than that of the wooden wheel. While fixing the metal rim, it is heated. It becomes slightly larger in size, and now it can be fixed onto the wooden wheel. On cooling, it contracts and fits tightly onto the wheel. So clear about expansion and contraction. Then physical changes in water. We already know about the physical changes in water. That is, the solid ice changed to water. The process of conversion of solid ice into water is called melting of ice. Then the process of conversion of water back into solid ice is called freezing of water. Both melting and freezing are reversible and physical change. Here, children, one box is given. You see how ice changes into water by melting process, and how water changes to ice by freezing process. Okay. Then we see, when salt or sugar is added to water, it disappears in water in a few seconds. It means that salt and sugar are soluble in water. So already, children, we know these three terms in our previous classes. What is solute, what is solvent, and what is solution. Solute means it is the component present in a small amount in a solution. Then solvent means it is the component, usually a liquid, that can dissolve another substance. And solution means the uniform homologous mixture of solute and solvent is called a solution. Clear about these three terms? Then comes to Solubility. Solubility is a measure of the number of grams of solute that will dissolve in 100 ml of solvent at a particular temperature. In activity 6.3, we dissolve sugar in water. We got the solution of sugar in water. This is a physical change. Here we can see. Then any solvent can hold a particular amount of solute at a particular temperature. If the temperature of a solvent is kept constant and a solute is added gradually in small amounts, then there comes a stage when no more solute will dissolve in the solvent. The solution at the stage is called to be saturated. So, what is saturated solution? Solution in which no more solute can be dissolved is a saturated solution. And unsaturated solution in which more solute can be dissolved is an unsaturated solution. Okay. Here one activity is given to observe that with increase in temperature, the solubility increase. Here take 100 ml of water in a beaker and 250 gram of sugar. Okay. Add small amount of sugar in the water gradually at room temperature. Separately we do this experiment. Okay. Stop adding sugar when no more sugar dissolves. Calculate the amount of sugar added using the following formula. This is the first case. In second case, what we do? Heat the water in the beaker to temperature up to 40 degrees Celsius. Now add small amount of sugar into it gradually. Stop adding sugar when no more sugar dissolves. Calculate the total amount of sugar added using the following formula. Here children, we observe what? We observe that with increase in temperature, more amount of sugar can be added to the water. Different solutes dissolve to different extents in a particular solvent at a particular temperature. For solids and liquids, solubility generally increase with rise in temperature. For gases, solubility decrease with rise in temperature. The amount of salt or sugar that can be dissolved in 100 ml of water is different. Here we can see one activity to show that the amount of solutes that can be dissolved in the same amount of water in different. Here you see, take 10 ml of water each in 2 beakers, 100 gram of salt and sugar separately. Start adding salt in one beaker and sugar in another beaker till you get a saturated solution. Then you calculate separately how much sugar or salt added and how much sugar, salt left and sugar left. What do we observe? We will observe that the amount of salt left is more than the amount of sugar left. That is, the solubility of sugar is more in water than that of the salt. Okay. So these are some terms in this chapter. Okay. So you have to remember what is reversible change, what is irreversible change, physical change, chemical change, then expansion and contraction. Okay. So again you read this chapter properly and try to understand these terms. Thank you.